Welcome to another segment of From the Vaults, a series from the Rare Book and Special Collections Division at the Library of Congress. I'm Mariana Stell. I'm a reference librarian here in the division, and today I'm sharing one of my favorite pieces of American history, the Goddard Declaration of Independence. In From the Vaults, we talk a lot about first printings, but this edition is not the first printing of the Declaration of Independence. The Goddard edition is the second official printing. So why is it my favorite? For two reasons. First, I'm drawn to the bravery of the woman who printed this edition. In 1777, Mary Catherine Goddard risked her life and her livelihood by printing her name on this authenticated copy of the Declaration of Independence. Second, because this edition, known as the Goddard Broadside, or the Goddard Declaration, was the first copy to publish the names of the signers of a document that changed the course of history. How did this happen? During the American Revolution, Mary Catherine Goddard was a prominent printer and bookseller in Baltimore, Maryland. In December of 1776, the Continental Congress had fled to Baltimore to escape capture by advancing British forces. Mary Catherine Goddard, who was well known for printing a newspaper dedicated to the cause of independence, became Congress's official postmaster and printer during its residency in Baltimore. Shortly after their arrival, the Continental Congress wanted copies made of the Declaration of Independence that had been signed 6 months earlier. On January 18, 1777, the journals of the Continental Congress record their orders as follows: that an authenticated copy of the Declaration of Independence, with the names of the members of Congress subscribing to the same, be sent to each of the United States, that they be desired to have the same put upon record. With this statement, the Continental Congress was expressing a desire to send each state a printed, authenticated copy of the Declaration of Independence that included the names of the signers, which the first printed edition had not included, and to have each state carefully preserve a copy in their state records and archive. The desire was for this authenticated copy to be part of the shared history of the 13 newly formed United States. Writing in a time of war and conflict, Congress hoped that this would be a unifying testament in support of the justice of separating from the British monarchy, even when so doing became a difficult and dangerous project for the colonists. The president of the Continental Congress, John Hancock, a delegate from the state of Massachusetts, sent a copy to each state with an accompanying letter. On each copy of the Goddard Broadside, next to his printed name, John Hancock signed that prominent signature for which he is now famous. He signed his John Hancock. He also added a testament to the fidelity of the authentication, signing and labeling the edition as a true copy. Beneath John Hancock's signature is a printed testament, what we call a printer statement, which reads, "Baltimore in Maryland, printed by Mary Catherine Goddard." This piece of paper here, this broadside, is one of only 11 known copies of the Declaration of Independence to have survived from that same print run ordered by the Continental Congress on January 18, 1777. Mary Catherine Goddard, as the official printer to the Continental Congress, was the printer who fulfilled that order. Printing this document was an act of treason. By printing this broadside and including her name, Mary Catherine Goddard was bravely aligning herself with the same risks that the signers had undertaken. As one of only 11 known surviving copies, the Goddard Broadside is a special treasure. The broadside format is not one that lends itself to secure survival. It's likely that the Continental Congress intended these to be disseminated and then copied into a more secure archival format at the state level. A broadside is sometimes called a broadsheet, and it is just a single sheet that is printed only on one side. Printing on one side allows a broadside to be pinned up in coffee houses. Yes, colonial British America had coffee houses, as well as taverns and other public spaces for community viewing. The text could be read by many people, picked up by local printers for inclusions in newspapers and almanacs. Think of these as early forms of social media directed at a broad audience. I had a professor who used to refer to broadsides as bread and butter printing because, from a printer's perspective, it's a quick and easy job and comprised the bulk of what many printers were paid to do. If you're the printer, all you have to do is set the type once and lock it in a form like this. Then you ink the form, run it through a press, and you're done. This means that the labor costs to make a broadside are small, the impact is large, and you can print a lot of them very quickly. Typically, if you are printing in this format, you are printing information intended for quick sharing. Broadsides don't have bindings to protect them. They are ephemeral, and therefore often referred to by librarians and libraries as ephemera, a class of objects that are typically created for short-term purposes and easily damaged. As a result, the survival rates for broadsides are generally terrible, making them extremely rare. What Mary Catherine Goddard printed was enduring in part because of the quality and the significance of the writing beneath which she printed her name. The depth of what is expressed here in this physically ephemeral document is something worth exploring. A word to the wise, however, before diving into primary source, first-time readers might find that some of the words look a little odd. That's because when you read the original Goddard broadside, the typeface that is used has what's called a long S. The shape of this S is taken from cursive handwriting, and to us it looks like an F. This can really confuse readers who are new to reading primary sources from the beginning. Don't be scared of it. It gets easier with practice. The Continental Congress and Mary Catherine Goddard intended for this document to become part of the shared history and the collective memory of the United States. It's physically rare, historically significant, and philosophically important. So take a look.